when these billionaires are telling you you don't need to own a house, it's not just that they don't think it's a good financial investment. Their interests are not served by you having block parties and seeing other people. They'd rather you live in a cell where people bring you Thai food and you watch YouTube videos about people or reality shows about people that do have homes. That's what people do. People in Los Angeles go to their cell on top of a P.F. Chang's, eat those lettuce wraps, which are good, and then watch reality shows about people that can afford to have a home. That's pornography now. You come thinking about having a place to see your friends. But they don't want you to have any friends. They don't want communities. It's the hollowing out of the entire thing that serves their purposes. And the only thing left is the bread and circuses and the Kimmels and the this and the that. It's the only thing left. And you're radicalized easily one way or the other, and they're pulling strings because you have less and less of your own shit. You don't have a community. You live in some global world where, like, every single thing is the most important thing. And then you go online and go, you know my take on... You're supposed to care about shit that's like in a 10-block radius of where you live. You're not supposed to be involved in the Middle East. You're not supposed to be funding a real estate project in a place you've never been, in Gaza. It's not natural. It's insane. You're just not supposed to do that. You're supposed to care about things. You're supposed to know who got murdered 2 blocks away. Why did that person get murdered? You're supposed to know that. You're supposed to be interested in the crime in your area. Why? Because you live there. But now that there doesn't exist. It's malls and cupcake ATMs. It's fucking, private equity companies that build, mega structures that look like storage lockers. And you just sit there and get mad all day on the internet. And you don't know your neighbors, and you don't care if they get murdered. In fact, you might want them to. You have no stake in the game. And all of this isn't new, and it's being expedited at a level I've never seen. It has never been more obvious that they are trying to get rid of human beings and human relationships and human communities at an incredibly fast clip. Human behavior puzzles them. Sam Altman doesn't know what humans do. Sam Altman's confused by human behavior. He doesn't get it. He finds it inefficient and messy. It perplexes him. Okay? This is, and allegedly, that guy that worked for him died in a real weird way. Okay? And Sam Altman, when Tucker pressed him about that, acted like I did when my doctor asked me if I went to McDonald's. So let's get real here. These people don't care, and they think human behavior is a problem. Cultural practices that they don't understand. They don't understand people going to church. They don't understand festivals and fairs. They don't understand people having a community where they exchange goods and services in physical locations. They don't understand people that care. Their job is to make you terrified and broke. They want you on the Citizen app. They don't want another person telling you, hear what happened to Bob? They don't want that interaction happening. They want you on the Citizen app all day, hearing about crime that you don't care about because your communities aren't tight-knit communities where people know and care about each other. They're strange corporate hellscapes filled with like part-time residents, and they've turned every city in this country into a foreign Dubai like Disney Wonderland where people can launder money and then take a bunch of laundered drug money and go buy Labubu smoothies at Erewhon. They don't want anything resembling life.
Thank you, Team Dillon. You couldn't have said it any better. You know, when I hear people talk like this, right, all I see is my beloved Africa and my beloved African brothers and sisters, and how we have a similar situation like they in America. Our situations are just the same. You know, in the West, in America, or in many countries in Europe, it is the billionaires telling common people not to worry, not to think so much, not to own anything, and just be happy, just be happy that you are alive. That is enough. They bring up all kinds of fancy things, and common people just buy into it. Let me tell you a story. And this really pisses me off like a lot. I was eating in one shopping mall in a foreign country, and after buying the food, after eating the food, I had to clear the table. I have to take out the dishes and put them somewhere. And according to them, it was a nice thing to do. It was what civilized people do. That to be civilized, or to look civilized, or to behave like a civilized person, I need to pay for my own food in a public restaurant and then clear the table after I'm done. That is what qualifies me as a civilized human being. Remember, I didn't eat for free. I paid for the food. And on top of that, I needed to clear the table. I was really pissed off. And my friend, who was a national of that country, was like, it's okay. That's how we do it. So just do it. I'm like, no, I will not eat. I pay for the food and then I become the servant. It won't work. It is the same thing that we see here. In order for you to be qualified as a civilized person, you needed to select your own trash. Okay? And there are different containers for different type of garbage. If it is plastic bottles, you put them here. If it is paper, you put them here. If it is food scrap, you put them here. If it is dangerous of flammable liquid, you put them here. So after you pay taxes to the government, you then have to be doing free labor by selecting your own trash. And then recycling companies will come collect your bottles and paper and recycle them and sell them back to you. And they didn't pay you for the services of putting the plastic bottle in the recycling container. They didn't pay for that. They had it done for free. So why they make billions? You just consume. You just consume. It is the same thing we see in Africa. Our preachers tell us, blessed is he who do not put his possession on earth, but save them in heaven. Because on earth, they are thieves, they are robbers, they are looters, and there are people who mean you no good, who are out there to steal from you. But in heaven, there are no such bad people. That's what they'll tell you. That's what your preacher will tell you. Why worry so much about worldly things when your Father in heaven has more than enough? Why bother about living a good life on earth when you could live a luxurious life in heaven after you pass away? And you know the irony about all this is that the person who is telling you all this is driving a G-Wagon or has 3 or 4 private jets. The person is living in a mansion. Why telling you all this crazy talk? And you, as foolish as you are, you, as gullible as you are, you believe them. Oh, 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 my people perish due to lack of knowledge. My people perish for lack of knowledge. Why should we bother about the afterlife? Why don't we just face this one? Let us live a little bit now. I mean, like today. Why are we so super focused on the afterlife? We love it here. So let's just live here. When the time comes for us to meet the Maker, then so be it. But your pastors won't tell you that. Your pastor won't fix this world. They won't tell you to work hard to build up yourself, to build up so much wealth for yourself, and to help yourself and your children and your family. They will tell you, they will tell you to not to worry about this world. After all, this is dust. The body is dust. And from dust it came, and from dust it shall return. That's what they'll tell you. Had it been that they said all this without gathering so much for themselves, that would have been better. At least, had it been that all of us were in the same pot, if all of us were struggling, that would have been better. I would have understood them. But no, they tell us to not be too money minded, not to be too materialistic, because the love of money is the root of all evil. That's what they tell you. That the love of money is the root of all evil. And you don't have to be too materialistic, because if you are too materialistic, how can you serve God? You cannot love God and love the world. No man can love two masters at the same time. It's either he loves one and hates one. He cannot love the two of them at the same time. That is not possible. They'll tell you so. Why they say all these things? They are living in mansion. They have security 24/7. They have bulletproof cars. They can travel abroad at will. They have 24/7 electricity in their houses. You see this? You see what I'm talking about? It's all just a scam. It's all just one big scam. You have to see it for what it is. Be it billionaires telling you to own nothing and be happy, or men of God telling you to not worry about this world but the afterlife. all of them are just one big scam. Open your eyes. Open your eyes.